Hey guys, it is Marriage Monday, and today I wanted to talk about apologizing even for the smallest offenses in our marriage. If you're new to my channel, my name is Alana, and my channel is all about marriage, homemaking, healthy living, and homeschooling. This will probably be a short video, but I really think it's important for us to hear this. Very often, things will be fine in our home. You know, there's joy, there's happy, there's laughter and smiles, everybody's getting along just fine, but things are not 100% peaceful. There'll be little jabs and little attitudes and little tone of voices and remarks that are disrespectful, discouraging, unkind, and they just go overlooked. Nothing ever is said about them. They're just accepted, kind of. And I think that through the years, what that does is it demonstrates to our children that that's okay. So they're gonna do it too, to us when they're teenagers. And it sets an ugly atmosphere to the home because those usually come out of irritated feelings. So we're being led by our emotions and lacking self-control. It's opening our mouth to speak ugly words, even if they're 2 words or 1 word with an ugly tone of voice or an annoyed face. It is still revealing our heart and our sin, and it is still messing with the atmosphere of the home, and it is still giving a huge message to our children, even though it's 1 word. So I want to encourage you guys that as you live life with your children, with your husband, with your family, that you would be mindful and pay attention to the way that you sound, to the things that you say. And when you slip up, which may be way more than you realize, take a moment to apologize. And you may find that you apologize 20 times in one day and realize, wow, something's got to change. And then maybe 18 times the next day, and 12 times the next day, and 10 times the next day, and 5 times the next day, and then 25 times the next day, because we battle sin every day. Just because we get better and better at something doesn't mean it will never be bad again. It totally resurfaces. We just have to keep fighting by the enablement of the Holy Spirit. It is not in our power, and I think that's one of the biggest things we see and realize as we try to walk this life, being self-controlled with our speech and with our actions and putting on joy, putting on love, and being selfless, is that we can't do it. We fail constantly. We need Christ, and it keeps us humble, So pay attention to yourselves, and when you complain, when you sound negative, when you say something with an ugly tone of voice or an irritated tone of voice or attitude, take a moment, say, man, I am so sorry I sounded that way right now. Please forgive me. I'm gonna try to sound more joyful. Or can you pray for me? I'm really struggling with irritation right now and I don't like the way I sound. I love you, please forgive me. And bring it up so that they know that you see it and you're not blind to it and just walking through this life like whatever, blah, blah, blah. Raising children that are going to do the same thing one day. I hope this is encouraging to you. I battle this, so don't think for a second that I don't apologize to my husband and children like all the time. That's the part that I feel is really important, is to not let it go unaddressed. You must address it so your family sees and knows that it is wrong and you're aware of it. I think ultimately it will help your relationship with your spouse and your children. Be encouraged in the Lord. Don't forget to subscribe.